Inside the stories that affect you. This is Inside KELOLAND.
Hey, thanks for having us in, and welcome to a special edition of Inside KELOLAND. Today, we're heading back to school and talking about back-to-school health. First on Health Beat, Sophie Heineman is going to show us the importance of physicals. Then a family medicine physician from Sanford is going to talk to us and walk us through a back-to-school health checklist. And we'll also be talking to a dietitian about healthy eating tips. Then a child life specialist from Avera is going to explain how you know when your child is ready. And it's an important milestone for your high school graduates. We're looking at heading to college and some advice for your incoming freshmen. A whole lot to talk about. Well, a new school year is just around the corner, and for many students, that means a visit to the doctor first. KELOLAND's Sophie Heineman is finding out how you can beat the wait list as clinics fill up ahead of the first day of school.
Ava Eggert is looking forward to starting her sophomore year of high school in just a few weeks, but that's not all she's excited about.
I've never played school softball before because last year I was injured during the season, so I'm really excited for that.
But before Ava can join in on softball practice, she's required to have a physical exam.
When they were little toddlers, you'd bring them in immunizations and you'd have all these questions. As they get older, they also need that care too, and it's nice to have another adult cover nutrition, sleep habits, screen time.
Medical experts say it's important for all students participating in extracurricular activities to receive a physical, whether you're in marching band or football.
I'm going to first just listen to your heart.
The exam checks a student's general health while also looking for serious conditions. Doctors also talk with patients about topics including the dangers of texting and driving.
Our goal is to help prevent some of these things from happening by catching it early and getting the appropriate referrals when necessary.
Nurse practitioner Muriel Engbret with the Avera Now Clinic says the weeks leading up to the first day are busy.
A lot of our patients will see that's the only time of the year they come in. So we get to do a little bit of education with them too.
Last year, we went, and I think we did it around the time the high school suggested, and there was quite a line of kids. We did have to wait a while, and then a lot of her friends and school friends were there kind of waiting.
The exams are offered at the Avera Now Clinic on South Minnesota Avenue and doesn't require a prior appointment.
We do get a dead rush the day of practices when they begin. Like I know August 2nd is a big day for a lot of folks around here, so usually those days tend to be a little difficult to get in.
Making right now the perfect time to get in and beat the lines. With Health Beat, I'm Sophie Heineman.
Physical exams at Avera Now cost $35 for all student athletes. For more information about scheduling an appointment, head to this story at KELOLAND.com. Joining me now is a family medicine physician from Sanford Health, Dr. Jennifer Schriever. She's here to talk about back-to-school health. Thanks for being on with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
I can't believe there's just so much for parents and kids to do before the start of school. I don't envy them at all. So let's do a checklist. What do people need to do in the first few weeks before school starts?
Before school starts? Well, honestly, it would really help if they'd plan way ahead to get in their well visits and vaccines done before school starts. We get really busy in the summer. Getting appointments in, and we certainly are willing to work them in as much as possible, but that's one of the big things from our perspective is to get the annual visit done. It's kind of nice to do it in the summer when there aren't a lot of illnesses out there, and just have their vaccines up to date before school starts in the last minute rush.
Yeah, so is that one of the best ways to avoid sickness throughout the year is to just check all of these things on the list before school starts then?
Absolutely. Certainly vaccines do help prevent a lot of disease and antibacterial resistance, but we also want the kids to have adequate sleep, a healthy diet, regular exercise, so they have good energy levels and better attention spans for when they go back to school.
Yeah, these little things really add up, don't they?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And especially, summer gets really busy and you stay up late, but those few weeks before school starts, you really want to try and get the sleep and get them back on a schedule.
That was always the hardest for me when I was a kid. I never wanted to go to bed at the early bedtime, so I was always super tired on the first day of school.
Yes, easier said than done.
So I needed that advice. So what should you do if your kid was diagnosed with any type of food allergy over the summer?
Sure, it depends on the type of food allergy and the type of reaction. Certainly their diet may need to be adjusted at school, and the schools have a form that needs to be filled out. It'll include what you can substitute for them instead of the food they're allergic to. And if it's severe enough, like a peanut allergy, then maybe they need an EpiPen at school, so the school nurse will need a form for the appropriate medications to treat for that.
Yeah, that's something that would you recommend every parent pays special attention to be conscious of?
Yeah, certainly. Generally, parents with kids with allergies are pretty alert for that, and the schools are very good at making sure that form is handed out and that returned if they're aware of that allergy.
And so what about vision? I remember getting the vision checks before school. When should someone do that?
Certainly you should have a preschool child screened, and often preschool programs will do that, and school will do it also periodically. If you or your spouse have vision problems, that is definitely worth getting checked, maybe even before kindergarten by a specific vision exam, and then periodically as directed by that vision provider.
And then the next thing down the checklist, dental health. What about a dentist appointment?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Children should have dentist appointments at least twice a year, just like adults should. And a good time to get that done is in the summer, so you're not interrupting, a school day later if you don't have to.
Yeah. It's, I remember going to the dentist when I was a kid, getting that out of the way. This is like a big walk down memory lane for me, if you haven't noticed. And then, a lot of kids, they can come in contact with head lice. What's the best way to avoid that?
Well, certainly encourage your children not to share hats and stuff. And if your child has a lot of, especially maybe a girl would have a lot of hair, maybe keep it pulled back or braided often. That's just, otherwise it can be hard to do. Don't share a coat, that sort of thing.
And, lastly, before we go to break, doing all these things, is this one way to help ensure that your child has the best school year possible so they can just learn and have good outcomes?
Yeah, certainly making sure their health is, as best as it can be, their sleep is adequate, good dental health, because, a toothache is going to interrupt their attention, their vision, well, that's just, everybody can understand why that would affect their learning, so.
Well, thank you for going through all this with us.
Yeah, you bet.
I hope everyone wrote it down. Thank you. Well, our Back to School Health Special continues after the break. We're talking healthy eating when Inside KELOLAND continues. Eating healthy as you get ready to head back to school is important. Elizabeth Kasparek is a dietitian with Sanford Health. Thanks for being on with us.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we always hear that like a good eating lifestyle is like a good foundation for education and being in school.
Yeah, and there's a lot of research looking into that. So when kids are eating healthier, and especially when they're eating breakfast, they're actually able to perform better in school. And I mean, if you think about it, whenever you're hungry, there's no probably positive terms to describe your attitude when you're hungry, right?
Right.
You're not able to think as
Hangry.
clearly. Yeah, hangry is the term that I was going to say. So those kinds of terms we're thinking about, I mean, we're not able to think as clearly. We're probably not very happy. Same thing with kids.
No, I hear that. So what changes should be happening right now in kids' diet before they head back?
Summer can be kind of like that free-for-all where kids are probably doing a lot of different activities. They're outdoors more, or you're just not on that strict schedule. So just getting into some of those habits where maybe we're preparing breakfast, or you're maybe even shopping for some healthy snacks or breakfast foods that those kids can kind of prepare by themselves during the school year. Practice making sandwiches or whatever the night before, or you even go out to the lake or something like that. Can kind of get kids in the mode of preparing healthy foods.
So like a dress rehearsal then?
Yeah, dress rehearsal, exactly.
Well, you mentioned breakfast, and yeah, in summer it can be easy where you have sports or activities, you're on the go. So if you've fallen out of the breakfast habit, is that important to get back into it then?
For sure, and everybody in the family should be doing this. So breakfast is really important for everybody to kind of get their day started in the right direction. It can also kind of prevent that overeating later in the day. So if you're really, really hungry by the time you get to that lunchtime meal or that dinner time meal, you're probably going to end up maybe choosing those less healthy foods, and you're probably going to eat a lot more of those foods just because you're so hungry by those meal times.
Yeah, well, and then when you are done practicing making lunches and then you get to the real deal, what should you be packing? What healthy foods would you recommend for a school lunch?
So most of the school lunches, if you're going to be just buying one from school, it's going to have those characteristics of, the whole grains, the fruits, the vegetables, the dairy products, the lean proteins. And so if you're getting lunch from school, like a hot lunch, it's going to have all those aspects. So you want your packed lunch, if you're somebody who wants to pack your lunch, to have kind of those same things. So your whole grain breads or pastas, some kind of lean protein, grab a fruit or a vegetable, and a dairy. So those are kind of the 5 components that I would think should be in a lunch.
Do you get a snack? Can a snack be part of it?
Yeah, and whenever I think of snack foods, I try to describe to families, kind of think outside the box. So even my college athletes will say, snacks, they'll think of, fruit by the foot or fruit roll-ups or, those traditional snack foods. But I always say that like a snack can be just a component of a meal. It could be a fruit or a vegetable, paired with a piece of cheese or some hummus, or, we're thinking outside the box more. It can even be leftovers, right? So a smaller portion of dinner from last night can be a snack.
Yeah, I had some Brussels sprouts for a snack the other day.
Yes, I love that. A vegetable.
I tried. So this kind of brings me to the next question. So you're giving these kids the habits now. How important is it to instill this into them so you set the stage for lifelong healthy eating habits?
Yeah, so a lot of kids, especially as they get older, start to make those nutrition decisions by themselves. So I even think about, the middle school or high school kids that are able to buy snacks from, the school store or, buy lunch off campus when they're seniors, things like that, where they're going to have to be making these nutrition decisions by themselves. And, if they're able to recognize what a healthy choice is, they're probably going to start making those healthy choices more and more and feel confident that, okay, I know that, we always eat turkey sandwiches, so that might be a good idea versus I already had pizza 3 days in a row. I shouldn't maybe have pizza again. So just giving them the confidence to be able to make those healthy choices by themselves versus, as parents always dictating that decision, hey, eat that because it's healthy.
Right, yeah, that creativity is important when you're trying to figure out a meal as an adult too. So,
yeah, exactly. And you don't want it to be like a punishment. So healthy eating shouldn't be something bad. It should be kind of, creative. So how can we find ways to eat these vegetables that maybe you will like them?
I like your thinking.
Yeah.
You mentioned, working with athletes. That's certainly your background and what you do. An athlete's diet, how is that different from a regular person's diet?
Yeah, so working on the sports complex, an athlete that we work with there is everyone from, the really small kids. I mean, we just got the gymnastics facility out there, and some of those kids are, teeny tiny, all the way up to our college or professional athletes. And so really an athlete just needs more calories, so they're getting more portions. They're probably getting at least those 3 meals plus a couple snacks throughout the day. So maybe a less active kid will maybe only have 1 snack. An athlete might need 2 or 3 snacks.
Right.
They're also getting those bigger portions at meals. But I see athletes fall into those same kind of things that non-active peers probably fall into. So the skipping breakfast, not packing snacks, and things like that.
Yeah, and then you, what's the word? You're not front loading, but then like later on, like you had said, it's just what can I eat? Yeah,
it's that backloading of the diet. And I say that term all the time with my athletes. I say, by the time you get to that dinner time meal or beyond, you've probably already been mostly active throughout the day. So you're driving your car around on empty throughout the day, instead of, filling up your car at the beginning of the day, driving it all day, and it's performing its best.
The last thing I can think of, is it still important to enjoy food and to just have that experience? Because food can be fun, and it doesn't just have to be fuel.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. If you look on my Twitter, I posted a picture of the blizzard I had today.
Oh, what kind?
It was a s'mores blizzard. I was actually just talking about it when we were walking down the hall. So food has to be enjoyable, and if we kind of cut out some of those experiences from our diet, it almost puts those foods on a pedestal where we start to crave them even more. So if we place them off limits, when we actually do get the chance to eat those foods, sometimes it can actually make us eat more of them, and then that's where we fall into that, okay, I ate that food, I feel guilty, I ate more of that food, versus just eating it and moving on. Right. So that's a normal part of healthy living.
Yeah, just take a deep breath and you'll be okay.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, next big question, how much sleep should your kid get? That's one of the few questions we're going to be looking at ahead on Inside KELOLAND as our Back to School Health Special continues. Welcome back. Okay, so we've looked at the physical, healthy, nutritious options for going back to school. Now let's talk about routines. Twyla Perkinson, an Avera family life educator, joins us now. Thanks for being on with us.
Oh, I'm happy to be here.
So big question, how do parents know when their child is ready for the preschool, school environment?
Maturity is one of the markers that we use. Is your child used to routine, or would they be easily upset by a change in their schedule? And obviously our school system has the school screening. So that sets the bar ready for kids to be ready for kindergarten.
again, another flashback. I remember my parents taking me to that a few years ago.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
It helps for students to recognize, that ability to complete the tasks that are at hand and what they need to do in kindergarten.
And so when we get to that, and before we get to that point, do you have any advice for parents to make sure their child is ready to do that?
I would say if you're thinking of making a change, whether it's a new preschool setting or whether it's the first day of kindergarten, there's some things that you can do that would help to recognize the new change. Check the school website, check into the schedule, take a look at the pictures of the teachers. You can also do some reading.
Yeah, you brought some props.
Just some other, I'm off to school, I'm a big kid now going to daycare. And this one even says, look, I'm ready for kindergarten.
That mouse is very excited.
So it's some of those things that you can do that help your child to recognize that this is a wonderful transition and a great time.
So, and does, like, having books like this, like these ones, does that help, bring the information to kids so they can maybe discover things on their own terms, so that they're not just being told, like, you have to do this?
Yes, yeah, exactly. And recognize that there are other kids in school, other kids in the book. Great teamwork.
And would you say, does this advice go for students kindergarten through 12th grade, just getting them ready, getting them routines so they are ready for the school year?
Yes, exactly. Whether you're starting a new grade school, whether you're starting middle school or even high school, a routine that you can start a couple weeks ahead of time will help to set the stage for success.
Yeah, different ages have different needs, I imagine. We had mentioned this earlier, we talked about sleep schedules. So what should parents keep in mind to set a good sleep schedule for school?
Well, it's easier said than done.
Yeah.
And the best thing to do would be start 2 or 3 weeks ahead of time with the goal that you might get 5 minutes earlier each night getting your child back to bed.
Okay, so you just kind of creep into that schedule.
Yes, yeah. But we're aware that kids are busy. There's still t-ball going on, there's still soccer, all the things that are busy in the evenings for them. And it'll be hard to come home from that and rush right into bed.
Right, okay. But yeah, starting small is the way to do it. We hear a lot of headlines about different types of bullying in school, in-person, cyber. So what advice would you have for moms and dads and kids who may come across that when they are in school?
First thing would be to tell a trusted adult, whether that is your parent, whether it's someone within your school. It could be your counselor, it could be your teacher. And it's not tattling. It's letting someone know that this is going on and that something needs to be changed.
Right. And is it a good idea, too, where if you do speak up for yourself, you could be helping other kids do the same? Is that true?
Yes, it is true.
Yeah. This kind of goes into the next question then. What about anxiety? There's a lot to be anxious about, nervous about in school. How do people deal with that?
As a parent, you would know your child best. Are they slow to warm to new situations? Are they the first one to jump in and say hello to everybody? And so recognizing the temperament that your child has and helping them to ease into something if they're slow to warm, or helping them to be fully excited and engaged with the new place, the new people.
Yeah, well, and this is probably a lot of stress for moms and dads too, and they put a lot of pressure on themselves and feel a lot of pressure. Do you have any advice for them on how they can get through a new school year?
It would be take one thing at a time. Do a little bit of your own homework. Recognize, what is the school schedule? What is the school asking from me? What do I need to have signed before we get there? Open house night, and just make yourself to be a little bit better organized. Prepare, plan, and be proactive.
All right, and we have a lot more to talk about. Twyla is sticking around with us to talk about college-aged students and getting them ready for the big milestone of leaving home. You ready for that?
Yes.
All right, inside KELOLAND, we'll be right back. Welcome back. Okay, now let's talk about college-aged students getting ready to head to school. And Twyla Perkinson is back with us. So we talked a lot about elementary, high school kids. So let's talk about college kids. What do they need to keep in mind?
Well, it's a change for everybody. It's a transition for everybody, and everybody has a new role. And I encourage parents and the children to embrace the change. There's new adventures coming. Wait to see.
Yeah, embrace the change. You had a little saying for the rest of that, too.
And to accept what will come about, accept the situation, and to enjoy the adventure.
Right. Yeah, we only have so much time to do that, huh?
That's right.
So, when young adults go to college, I mean, you had mentioned it's a big change that they leave home. How do you prepare to leave home and just go out into the world on your own?
Well, as a parent, you trust that you've had 17 to 18 years with this person. You've instilled your values, you've instilled all the lessons. And as a parent, you trust your child, that you've done well, you've taught them well. As a new student coming into college, it is so much larger than high school.
Right.
And sometimes it seems larger than life. But be ready, embrace that change, and accept those new challenges that are coming your way.
Is this another instance of if you do little things before, that can have a big effect when the student is in that situation?
Absolutely, yeah. We would encourage you, again, be proactive, plan. Do you know your class schedule already? Do you understand where you'll be going to be living? Do you need to take everything with you the first week you go, or can you come back home and pick up a few things later?
Yeah, well, and once you get to campus, it's not a bad idea to maybe do a couple of run-throughs, like go to your class before it starts so you don't get lost.
Exactly, yeah.
I learned that the hard way.
Oh.
Finances, those are big things. How do you prepare a college student to, keep track of money and make sure they're making good choices with that?
I'm hopeful it would be a lesson that started much earlier. Could start as early as grade school, whether they're doing chores and they're starting to get an allowance. But finances are something that take responsibility, and you as a parent should have been working with your child all along, helping them. If you as a child have questions, come back and ask mom or dad.
And it's hard to leave mom and dad,
Yes.
and you can get homesick pretty easily. So what advice for students would you have to deal with that homesickness?
Everything is electronic, whether you're Snapchatting, whether you're Instagramming, whether you're actually just texting on the phone. Keeping that contact with your mom and dad, keeping your contact with the people that you have still at home is very important.
Yeah.
And your mother would love for you to call her.
Exactly. Oh yeah, just enjoy your time. It goes by quickly.
Yes.
All right, thank you so much
You're
for
welcome.
chatting with us about this. All right, and if you still need school supplies for your kids, we can help you find out what you need to buy. You can check out our back to school page at KELOLAND.com, and there you'll find school supply lists as well as when the first day of class is for your school. You'll also be able to see some of the education-related stories we've been working on. And also be sure to tune in on Tuesday for a KELOLAND News Special Report. We're going to be highlighting some of the stories of how the Children's Miracle Network has helped families right here in KELOLAND. That's Tuesday night at 6:30 on KELOLAND TV. Join us every Sunday following the 10 o'clock news right here on KELO TV. That's all the time we have for today. Be sure to join us again next week for more on what's going on inside KELOLAND.